This morning we have a dad, and he has 8,000 kids. Who is he? You'll meet him coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the E. Craig Walls Senior College of Business Administration on the campus of Coastal Carolina University. We're focused on the university, and we're visiting with its president, Dr. David A. DeCenzo. Good morning, Dr. DeCenzo.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for letting us in.
Thank you for having me.
In your house, yes.
Oh, glad you're here.
I love it. Just yesterday we had a guest in who said that this building actually reminded him of his home, Dr. Baxter Sapp, a 57-plus year dentist from Durham, North Carolina, was in talking about the Oral Longevity Project with the American Dental Association, and hearing him talk about this building being like his home, and knowing that when you arrived here on campus, this was like your home. I guess you spent a ton of time here.
I spent a fair amount of time, 4 years in this building as Dean of the Business School.
Golly, and a lot happened here in the business school during your tenure there.
Well, a lot did. The program grew tremendously. We were setting the stage for significantly improving the quality of all aspects of the college, as well as putting in place the Masters of Business Administration.
Absolutely. The MBA program has just kicked off gangbusters.
It has. When we were contemplating it, we had some questions asked whether we could fill the seats. And we knew that it was a program that we had to offer.
Right.
And we swore that we would have 15 students to begin. We began with 34.
Oh, come on.
We began with 34. We have graduated about 15 or 16 at this point in the 2 years, and we anticipate having a class size of 75 to 80 in the fall 2009 semester.
Is that right? Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
I mean, to think about anything, nurturing a baby along, of course, as the father of four, you know what it's like nurturing children along, but to see a program and a magnificent building like this, nothing better than to kick things off in a great, stable setting. But to see a program like that to birth and really grow in that fast must be wonderful.
Well, what it did and what it told us was, if you offer the programs that are in need, meet the needs of a local community, people will be there. But we're finding that people are coming from far away to attend that program because of the quality of the business school right now and of the entire university.
Oh yeah, you know, it was fascinating just yesterday when we were talking with Dr. Sapp. He'd highlighted after he finished college, when he wanted to attend dental school, UNC Chapel Hill didn't have a dental school then, so he attended Temple in Philadelphia. And to hear him talk about now that UNC dental program is one of the most recognized, not only in the Carolinas, but in the Southeast, if not in the country. In the same way, you see something kick off, and of course, Coastal Carolina University's Master of Business Administration is just getting great to renown.
Absolutely. And again, the entire business school, not only through their reaccreditation by ACSB this year, but the identification that in 2009 they will be recognized as one of the top 300 business schools in the nation. And we're just so proud of the faculty and staff of the business school for that achievement.
That's tremendous. Here on campus since 2002, ascending to the position of provost in 2006, and then ultimately to the president. You know, you think back for yourself at College Park. Could you have ever imagined walking a campus as an undergraduate in Maryland, that ultimately someday you'd be walking a campus, any campus, but particularly a tremendous regional university like Coastal Carolina University as its president?
You know, I get asked that question a lot, and the answer is no. I had no idea when I was an undergrad that I would eventually go into academics, let alone become a president of a university. But it's a very exciting opportunity for me, and I'm just enjoying it.
The great thing is, someone was talking about you, they reflected on A1, that your initials DAD, and that you really take on that role as a dad, but B, that you're a 24/7 president, that oftentimes you'll hear from David, from Dr. DeCenzo on a Saturday, as likely as you'd hear from him on a day like today on a Wednesday, which is a great thing. Is that one of the real staples of what you want your presidency to be?
Well, again, to me, it's all part of what I would group under my leadership style. And you take anything with respect to leadership, with respect to managing, the common element is communications. And the whole aspect of communication to me is to be accessible. I have the tools with BlackBerries, with emails, with a whole lot of other things that I can be accessible. And while it might be something that some might say, well, it's minor, it's immaterial, that person that's writing me, it's important enough for them to send that information. And it's an opportunity for me to at least say that I care and that I'm getting back to you as quickly as I can.
Very important point. Undergraduate in economics, later getting a master's and a PhD. What was your principal focus at those early ages of life?
The early ages, well, I actually started in a police department.
Oh, wow.
Back in 1973, when I graduated from high school, I went into the Prince George's County Police Department in Maryland.
Right.
Was a police cadet for two and a half plus years.
Is that right?
While I was doing that, I was going to college. And to a large extent, to me, some of the excitement of police work started to wane. I made a comment one time that I think I was caught up in the Dirty Harry era, but some of the reality, I think, was setting in that it wasn't particularly what I ultimately wanted to end up doing. While I was in the police department, I was going to school part-time, had a great opportunity to finish my education at University of Maryland College Park, and I took it. Graduated at a point in time where we were in a terrible recession. And so, not sure what I was going to end up doing. I had an opportunity to go to graduate school in Morgantown, West Virginia. Yes. And spent 3 years, and in those 3 years earned a master's in labor economics. Most of my focus was in labor-related issues. Okay. And then the PhD in 1981 with an emphasis in industrial relations.
Just barely over 25 years ago. I mean, a lot has happened, and obviously a lot of your in the workforce in a consulting fashion has happened over the last 25 years.
Absolutely.
So had there been an academic in that idea during the 20-some years in the labor world of getting back in? Had there been that goal of getting back into onto a campus?
I think as I was finishing up the doctoral program, I had every intent of going into private industry. And long and short of it was, I was laid off before I was hired.
Oh, come on.
Actually, I had taken a job with a company that was located in Pittsburgh and was getting ready to rent an apartment when the company was sold and the position was eliminated. Oh. And so during that hiring process, I had interviewed with a couple of colleges, one of which was the University of Baltimore. And the department chairman at that time said to me, sometimes things don't work out in industry. If something goes awry, give me a call. So as I was graduating and finding myself with a job that had been eliminated, I called the University of Baltimore, talked to the department chair, went for an interview, and as they say, the rest is history.
That's tremendous. Yeah. Yes.
It wasn't at the time.
No, I mean, it's tremendous that door opened up.
It did.
And that those comments have been made at an earlier stage, so you can actually take them up on that. Much like you said earlier, the person who sent you the email or made that phone call, they really meant it. They had some intention of getting it out there in the same way he meant it, and you took them up on it.
Absolutely.
Which is great. And I think we see that oftentimes in the classroom. You've got some wonderful professors who are not just here making a difference. I've seen Mark Mitchell, Professor Mitchell off campus, and you see him whether it's talking about Girl Scouts or talking about the March of Dimes. He is thinking about others, whether he's on campus or off campus.
We have so many faculty that not only do a wonderful job in the classroom, but they are truly engaged in this community. And I think all of us recognize this is our community, and we want to be part of it. And we have something that we can lend to and offer the community at large. And that truly is a hallmark of many of the people that work on this campus.
I like that, a COMM. It works on that major word of communication, and it works on community, and obviously ties into, just a couple of weeks ago, we were at the American Heart Association's office, another community role, visiting with Glenda Page, the chair of this year's 2008 Start Waccamaw Area Heart Walk, And I think she highlighted during the interview that a doctor will be the Dr. David A. DeCenzo, the chair in 2009. Another great community effort there. Is that something in heart disease and stroke that really impacted you, or was it?
Well, there's obviously been family members. You realize the seriousness of heart disease in our society, and this again is just one small way of trying to give back and to take a lead role in helping those who need to be helped.
Yes, very definitely. Sitting here in this, sitting in the E. Craig Wall Senior College of Business Administration, as you moved into the role of provost, walking around campus, are there some places that over those early years, your tenure here as dean, that you began to think, I want to have an impact outside of just the College of Business Administration? What was it that made you think, if the provost opportunity opened up, that's something you'd go after, or was that something they'd approached you about? How did that work exactly?
Well, it actually, at the time, the provost, Pete Barr, had accepted a presidency at Glenville State in West Virginia.
West Virginia, yeah.
And so the position was open. I wanted to broaden my horizons, if you will, and take what success I had in the business school and see if I couldn't broaden it across campus itself.
Right.
And so during the year that I served as provost, my goal was probably twofold. One was to begin looking at where we could expand some of our programmatic offerings. And the other was, I'm well aware that faculty, by and large, in institutions like ours, especially in certain areas, are getting close to retirement age. And so I wanted to put into place some programs that would incent, if you will, faculty to come to Coastal.
Right.
And we put in a minimum wage for faculty, especially in the hard-hit areas of humanities and liberal arts,
right,
which in the next 5 to 6 years, the vast majority of the retirements are going to be in those areas. And there's going to be tremendous competition for those faculty. And so I wanted to get out ahead of that curve and have it known across this nation that Coastal Carolina University is serious about attracting good faculty and keeping good faculty. We coupled that with some compression study relief, at which time we made some significant adjustments to faculty salaries.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And making that commitment to faculty, and obviously their goal of not only being in the classroom, but doing some research as well and furthering their careers, but it not being a research mill. I mean, being here to teach and to do research and to really make a commitment there. So when you put out a notice like that to the country or to the world, I mean, you're saying we want you to be here and laying out those steps very easily.
Absolutely. We want to attract faculty that could go to any university in the United States, but we want them here. And we're going to make sure that we attract fantastic faculty, but attracting them, again, is only half the equation. You've got to find a way to retain them.